Today we're going to be installing this rear solid mount, the one that the T-bracket bolts to, in the old Integra. Just needed it for a while, kept putting it off, trapped in the house with all this snow, so I figured, well, now's a good time as any, right? Without further delay, let's get this party started. Alright guys, so this rear solid mount that your T-bracket bolts to on the 97 through 01 Integra, and then the 92 through 95, the EG platform, Civic, they're basically identical. Process is going to be the same for any Honda, pretty much from 87 to 01. Civic stop at 2000, obviously, because 01's when they changed the generation again. But the process is pretty much the same. So if you have any of those cars and you're going to do this mount, this is a quick little how-to, quickest, simplest way to get her done. So let's get started. So the tools you're going to want to have handy for this job, you're going to need a 17 and a 19 socket with a ratchet, obviously. The extension you may or may not need, just depends on how tight everything is in your bay, whether you've got things deleted or if it's all factory or not. And then a 3/4 and 17 wrench as well, just in case it's a little tight and you can't get that ratchet. Besides that, that's all you need. It's not a complicated job. Sometimes it's a little tedious depending on what you got going on underneath the hood. Now the easiest way I found to do this job is to actually jack the car up. Make sure you put a jack stand underneath of it somewhere. Be safe, guys. There's too many accidents happen. We can't afford to be losing car guys to silly mistakes like that. Anyways, get the car up in the air, get it on a jack stand, and that way you can get up underneath here and you can get right up to that mount. I could probably get it from going this way, but man, I've got catch can lines and vacuum lines and fuel lines. It's just easier to pull the wheel off and go underneath, and it's a lot less stressful too. So that's the easiest way I found to do it. How you choose to do it or what's easiest for you could vary, who knows. I'm gonna get back at it. Alright, your guys' will vary a little bit, but you will have this long bolt. This goes through your T-bracket and through the mount that we're replacing that bolts to your subframe. This runs through, there's a nut on the back side of that, and threads in. This one goes to the top of that T-bracket mount and goes through the transmission bell housing, I believe, with a nut on the other side of it. Then you'll have two down at the bottom that go into the transmission through the actual T-bracket itself. And I'll show you guys real quick what I'm talking about here, just in case you're not aware. So the last one I showed you, the big one, there's two of them that go on the bottom, two holes. And the other goes right there on that ear, right where the corner of my phone's pointing. It goes right there through with a nut. Now once you have them bolts pulled out, there's going to be a couple bolts that actually go, I'll show you here. So you've got 1, 2, and 3. You're going to have the same thing on your stock mount. It's down in there. It's really hard to see through all my mess, but it's down there. I promise you. But there's a few bolts holding that on. We're going to pop those out, and then that will release our factory version of this mount that's been on there since 1997 probably. Just wanted to show you guys here, when you go to get this third bolt out on this mount, which is in the front, you can actually access it. Let me see if I can get a good light down here for you guys. So right down inside there, you can see there's the bolt hole right in front of that mount. It's really hard to see. There's some shit. There it is, right there. You can see it now. So you can actually take an extension and a deep well 14, and you'll access that right through the top of this mount from the top side of the car. The other two, you're going to have to use a short 14 or a 14 wrench, but you'll also get those out from the top. Once those three are out, and that and your T-bracket's loose, and you're ready to pull that mount out of there. Now you can see all the bolts are out. Everything's loose. Both mounts are loose. When you get your T-bracket bolts out, don't try to pull your T-bracket out yet. Get your other mount loose first, and it'll make it a lot easier for you to get that sucker out of there. So that's what I'm going to do now, is get that factory mount off this T-bracket and out. Now once you get it loose, get a light in here for us. Now that we've got that loose, should be able to, yeah, see how that moves around? Now we can get that mount out of there. I can't do it one-handed though, so I'm gonna pause this, pop it out, and I'll catch back up. Bam! There she is. And to be honest, she's in pretty damn good shape for being an OEM mount. But we want to eliminate any of that movement, any chance of it to move. We do have a mid plate on the car, that helps a lot, but this just gives me a little bit of peace of mind, and I get a 30-year-old part off the car and upgrade for something a little bit better and more heavy duty. So we're gonna get this new one. Comparison here, make sure the bolt holes line up. So you want to always make sure they line up before you go try putting it on. As you can see, those line up. That one lines up. We're good to go. Get back underneath there, get her up in there, and I'll get you in when I can, guys. position to where you have to get a bolt down in a hole, but you can't quite reach it with your fingers. If you put it on the end of your socket, you're going to lose it down in there. Sometimes you can pack a little grease in your socket, that works, but it also creates a mess. So this is what I do. Just take you one round of tape, wrap it around there to hold that thing in. And that way, whenever you get them threads started and you start cranking her down, that tape's just going to break loose. You're good to go. And you won't lose your bolt. That's your free tip of the day from Top Flight Automotive. You're welcome. See? Got it. Tape stayed on the socket, bolts in the hole, and I didn't drop it. We got one in. I know you guys can't see shit down there, but we got one bolt in, 2 more to go on the mount, and then the T-bracket bolts. I'm gonna get that stuff all tossed back in, and then I'll show you guys the end result. Well, that's a wrap. We got the old out, and we got the new in. I didn't say this, and I wanted to bring it up just to make sure that you've done it this way. When you go to reinstall everything, be sure not to tighten any of your bolts down all the way. If you do, you're not going to be able to maneuver your mounts around the way you need them to get everything to line up. So get all of your bolts in the hole, get them started, snugged up, then go back through, torque everything down, and that way it'll go where you need it to go and be able to bolt up and not stress you the hell out. Work smarter, not harder. Remember that. Alright, boys and girls, that's a wrap for this video. We got the rear mount in, and we've also got our air duct mounted in there. Get some fresh air pushed into that engine bay, down to that turbo there. So I think what our plan for the next video, I've got some plates that I need to drill holes in and weld to the bottom of the car for my cage. When I originally done the cage, I did plates on the top and didn't do any on the bottom. You probably won't be able to see. I did plates there, but not underneath. So we got some plates from a buddy. We're gonna cut them up to size, get them underneath the car, holes drilled in them, and get us 4 3/8 bolts ran through each plate on each side, which is NHRA's guidelines, I guess, on cages. Has to be at least a 3/8 inch bolt. So until then, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you learned something. If you didn't, throw a like and a comment and a share anyways. We'll see you on the next one. Peace. So I'm sitting there editing this video, and I was thinking, why don't you guys give me some recommendations for what you'd want to see on the channel? So throw them down in the comments, and I'll get to them when I can get to them. And I can assure you, if they're good ones, I'll do them all. Thanks, guys.